I bought my dream car at 30 years old and it ruined my fucking life. I was a Mercedes fan for my entire life. I remember my godfather gave me a small scale model of a Mercedes SL from last century. And since then, I was obsessed with this brand. Around 2020, when I started my coaching business, I saw the Mercedes AMG GT, and I thought that that car is the most beautiful, gorgeous piece of engineering that I've ever seen in my entire life. Obviously, I put it on my laptop as a wallpaper, on my phone. Every time I saw it on the street, I was taking photos of it. And I never even imagined that I would be able to own a car like that. My, let's say, modest dream was an M4, but the AMG GT was spectacular from every point of view. There was no one thing that I would change about that car. Lo and behold, I turned 30 years old and I had to make a decision. Am I gonna buy this car now or I'm gonna wait till the next freaking deadline that I'm gonna set for myself? And I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm only 30 once and I should just go for it and I'll just figure it out. If things don't work out, I can sell the car. If I get in debt, I'll get in debt. It is what it is, but at least I'll be 30 and I'm gonna have my dream car. Bought it, and when I sat in that car, when I touched it, when I smelled it, when I heard it, when I started driving it, hearing the engine roar, hearing the burbles from the exhaust, the kick in the back of my chair whenever I switched from first gear to second gear, I thought that I will never get old with that feeling. And lo and behold, 30 days in, it was the most basic thing in my life. I felt like I was driving a regular ass Toyota. That's when I realized that this is called hedonistic adaptation. I heard about it, but I thought this is not gonna apply to my dream car. I thought that I'm gonna be in love with my car for the rest of my life, but I was wrong. It was just another thing. And that's when things started going downhill. One of the main reasons why I delayed buying this car for so long, even though I was able to afford it like 3 years ago, was because I knew that if I'm gonna buy it, my motivation for pushing in my business is gonna go down to zero, it's gonna plummet. Because this car, as I said, was my dream. And I remember the moment I signed the lease for the car, it's like something switched in me. I felt like I've completed life. I felt like there's nothing for me to gain anymore because I never wished to have a yacht. I never wished to have a Lambo. I never wished to own a Richard Mille watch. I never cared about any of that. I only cared about this car. And once I got it, my motivation to scale my business, to push, went down the drain. It got so bad that I was spending hours and hours every single day driving around the city, listening to podcasts, listening to music, and just scaring pedestrians with my loud exhaust. I was driving more than a taxi driver. And the crazy part was that I was actually working from home. So there was no need for me roaming around the city like a cockroach. It was so bad that in 1 year, since I bought this car, I put 40,000 kilometers on it. But that's because I lost all motivation to grow my business once I completed this dream. Now, another thing that I've learned is that there is a huge difference between buying a car and then owning a car. Buying a car is what you think you get yourself into, but owning a car is totally different. Buying a car is like having a one night stand with a girl that you don't care about, but owning a car is like being in a relationship with a woman that is high quality, intelligent, funny, beautiful, feminine. And in this relationship, you actually have to work. You need to make the relationship work. You need to be there for her. You need to improve as a man to be able to hold this relationship together. And it's the same with having a car like this. It's not just making the car payment and putting a deposit down, but it's about paying for gas, which is 400 euros a month at minimum. It's paying for insurance. It's paying for oil change and filters and making sure that you are not scratching the wheels because that costs a lot of money to fix as well. Being careful when you drive over speed bumps and when you go into an underground garage. it's a total nightmare owning a car like this, and I wasn't expecting it. Then attention, like if you buy a car like this and you think you're gonna get attention from women, like women will wink at you whenever you open the door, and then you're gonna aura farm whenever you go to the supermarket, you are wrong. The only people that will be interested in you will be kids that will be taking pictures of you when you drive it. And it's actually pretty funny when I see kids taking pictures of me and then my girlfriend is on the right side. It makes me feel like a little superstar. But besides kids, you have like 18 to 25-year-olds that, might take a picture of you or tell you to floor it so they can hear the exhaust. But besides that, you will not get the attention from the people that you actually want attention, which are other business owners that are looking at other things, not the car that you drive or the watch that you wear. People that are successful, they do not care about materialistic things because for them, those things are, normal. For broke people, expensive things are impressive. But for a rich person, the only things that are impressive are your achievements. Now, I don't have any regrets buying this car, but I would have done it differently. When I bought my car, I was between two businesses. If I could go back in time, I would have waited for this new business to get some legs, and I would get myself to that point where the car payments would be maybe 3% of my profit. And before I would buy the car, I would make several investments into real estate, into stocks, because those things are more important than the actual toys. And that's the lesson that I've learned buying my dream car, a Mercedes AMG GT, at 30 years old.